2, 1. Oh, far faithful. OFL is back, and you're back, and you're glad, and I'm glad. Just like the freaking brand Glad, and they're not even a sponsor of us. So if somebody knows somebody at Glad, hit us up. And Luck, put the drink down because there's somebody I need to introduce you to. He has not been with the crew in so long. Hold on. Is it July already? Yeah, we
It's
probably
July.
haven't seen him in 2026. But we have Mr. Dame.
What's up, fellas? It's good to be back, man. Sorry I had to leave you guys. Sorry I had to leave. I'm back.
Luck's
Where's he
looking.
at?
He's trying to find him.
You'll never see me.
Yeah.
You'll never see me.
We'll wait and see if this is actually Dame.
Because it could be our other host that is missing. Is this McFadden wearing a Dame mask? Oh, could it be? Could it be?
He's on some Tom Cruise Mission Impossible face swap.
Hey, those TikTok.
He's got that kind of money.
Yeah, he does.
That is true. That is true.
And he's on
This is true.
TikTok, so he might have one of those face swappers.
You're right. No, I guess we'll see as the conversation continues who it really is.
Speaking of face swapping, look, if there's anybody that can talk about this, because I have zero clue, only little bits and pieces. Dame, jump in after Luck. What the hell are up with these flock cameras that people are talking about? What are they? Who's installing them? Who improved this? And why are they getting tore down? And it's a huge thing.
Well,
Tell us.
that's very, very easy. These SWAT cameras are going up because the counties and the cities are approving them with no vote toward them. These cameras are supposed to be for safety purposes only, such as if a child gets abducted and they're looking for tags. But we know that's not the reason. The cops are using them for pretty much anything that they want. I know this because I've had to, call the police in regards to like some burglaries, and I'd give them a tag, and they call me back a couple days later. Hey, I was able to follow this camera or follow this vehicle to a certain destination until, the cameras didn't show it anymore. So they use it for pretty much whatever they want. And I don't know. You can say it's, in theory against the law or against our rights to, no one voted for it to go in for them to be put up. But you got some vigilantes out there that are like, nope, and they're going around cutting them down.
Okay, wait. Let me interject for a second. Explain to me what flock cameras are, and then where can I expect to see them in the real world?
Well, you can see them almost anywhere. They're usually on a black pole. There's a camera, and they're attached to like a solar panel, right? Because most of them are solar powered, and they're satellite based, so there's no wires run to them or anything like that. They're just up there, and they're always powered by the sun.
And these are actively on 24/7, like on residential streets or highways, or
usually on main traffic streets. I mean, they don't use them for running red lights or anything like that, but they definitely use them for things that they say they're not supposed to be used for.
Okay, speaking of that, before I hit the play button like 20 minutes ago, again, I'm literally OFLers. If you don't know what these flock cameras are, you're not alone, because I had no idea this was going on. And so I am quickly being educated through Luck, which I appreciate. You knew something about this. I wasn't sure if you did or not. We just hit play and rock it. So I did.
Yeah, I know where 3 of them are on this side of the bridge.
I did see one of the I don't want to name the store because I can't recall exactly, but they do sell guns at the store. I just can't remember the name. And they're installing one of the flock cameras there, which then, as Luck brought up, the fact that, okay, if these aren't voted in and they can use them to do things above and beyond the law, who's not saying that they're not, again, following people who are buying guns? I'm always going to be a gun supporter, because if you take away weapons, you're at the mercy of those who have weapons. And I'm never going to be at that mercy because I don't care what country you're in. There's a hierarchy and there's always people on power and then there's people below, no matter what country you're in. Okay. That's facts.
Mhm.
So I don't like that they're putting that out there in that store. And I don't know if the store wanted it or the mall owner or whatever, or the county, but as Luck's saying, I didn't even know these things were being put in by the city or the county without votes. This is crazy to me right now. Crazy.
I mean, the crazy thing to me, let me say something. The crazy thing to me is just like, I don't look at the today factor of it, right? Like, obviously, this has been going on. Let's just call it 6 months. I don't know how long it's been going on, but if there's that many cameras up at this point, at least let's just call it at least 6 months. I don't think about what's going on today. I look 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now. It's kind of like to you, gentlemen's point. It's like, all right, if we're just using it and it's supposed to be for this purpose, whatever purpose X is, but now we're going outside the scope of purpose X and now we're using it for purpose Y, purpose Z. Well, okay, when does purpose A, B, C that we're not even contemplating at this point, when do those kick in? And then now what are the side effects or the symptoms of us now moving into a territory like that? Like it gets a little tricky, man. It gets a little tricky. Gets a little tricky. I would want to
Yeah.
understand if we're not voting, then what's the counter, right? Like what's the public counter to some sort of best way I can put it is some sort of pushback. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah,
people
your
are
city council
people are
members are always going to be the ones that, think they can just make whatever decision they want. It's over here on this side where I'm at, the county council is super corrupt. I won't get too much into that, but they'll just pretty much approve
Clemson.
anything that they want, and it's not really about what the people want. So there's a guy, if you might have seen it on the news. I don't know if it's on the news or not, but there is a guy over here that is suing the sheriff department currently because he got pulled over at gunpoint because a flock camera identified his car as a specific car. But then now they're saying that it was misidentified because he had one of those illegal, like dark tinted covers over his license plate.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying that that is the reason that it misidentified him, where they pulled him over at gunpoint.
That's wild.
wow.
You know what I mean?
That's
So
wild.
it's obvious that this guy is like, you're not, good for him. Like, you're not going to pull me over at gunpoint, get me out of my car on the ground just to find out that, your flock cameras misidentified me.
I'm not the guy you're looking for at all.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. So we need something, unfortunately for that event, but we need something like that where somebody goes, I'm going to sue you for everything you're worth.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are going to learn real quick. And then the next person will follow suit. The next person will follow suit.
But you got to think, like, who they're not paying. It's just the same thing as the police, or correct me if I'm wrong. When the police get sued or when the city gets sued, it's taxpayers that are funding those debts. It's not the actual people that are responsible. It's not the actual organization. It's not the business, the company. It is the taxpayers who fund those types of debts. So they really have no incentive to do anything other than that, because it doesn't matter what they do wrong, keep the money or keep whatever benefits they get. And then you get sued, and then the taxpayers pay for it, and you just rinse and repeat on your side. Like, it doesn't.
Correct, but on the same side, the people need to understand that the people that they're voting in is causing these problems, and they got to vote them out. But they don't vote them out; they just blindly go in and go, "I know that person," and they vote it right back in again. That's what's happening over here on my side, where 3 very corrupt council members should have been voted out. Due to these were the ones that were involved in like the debacle of the Panthers headquarters. They were part of a couple, the Soul Fab building it right next to an elementary school. These guys are just, and women are corrupt, and they're being paid off. I mean, they're approving things that shouldn't be approved. They're signing permits and backdating permits that should have never happened. And then come election time, their districts are voting them right back in, and then wondering why nothing changes. It doesn't make sense.
Speaking of that, so we're going to move on to a bigger organization, because there's also in the news a lot and again, I'm not a huge news person. I just see little headlines. And the way my brain works as an open thinker is I see it and then I go, oh, yeah, those are thoughts I've had. And this makes sense, which is, the senators and congressmen and things of that nature, men and women, are aging, obviously, because we're aging.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're at the point to where they're in wheelchairs now. They're having medical, um, physical, and mental disabilities, we'll just say for a generic term, and they're still under the able to show up and raise their hand or say yay or nay when it comes to passing things. So I actually heard a person, I wish I could remember her name. She actually broke it down into a very logical, you can't argue one way or the other type of direction of this, very neutral, which is the way I like to be as a thinker. So
Mm-hmm.
they were talking about that some of these current ones that are in wheelchairs as we speak and are having major healthcare issues. So, and I'm going to make this quick, is they have people, and I know this from personal experience because we actually have a personal friend that ran through for Congress. And, if he would have gotten office, one of my close friends would have been one of the left hand, right hand man. And so once you get into office, you usually bring in these understudies, and they're in their early 30s, late 20s. And they do everything for you. I mean, they're getting your mail, they are getting your groceries, they're getting your oil changed, anything and everything for you. So now here you are, you're probably 55 years old now, you're up there in Congress. 10, 20 years go by, you're now 65, 75 years old. These younger studies still stay the same age, 20, late 20s, early 30s. Obviously, you have your other people that are with you as well, but you get so comfortable in that life of yes, ma'am, yes, sir, opening the
Mm-hmm.
door. Hey, we need that vote, the wheeling and the dealing, all that excitement behind it. It's basically fantasy sports. You show up every year and you're like, oh, yeah, back in the wheel. And so you enjoy it. But here's the deal. What she said, I never thought of. These people get disassociated from actual real friends and real family because of the
Mm-hmm.
power and the structure they've been in for many decades now.
Well, hold on. Let me say something real quick. Just you be careful because you're dipping into a pond that
And you'll like where this goes
you're
full
dipping into a pond.
circle
Okay.
is they now treat their physical ailments as if they're almost in a nursing home because they're now being wheeled around by younger individuals. They're still getting paid. They still have the privileges. They don't want to give that up because the next stage is if they leave their vote, that vote, and they leave, they are now at home. The alienated friends and family, and they're alone. They got no one wheeling their chair anymore. Uh, and now it's them looking in the mirror. And then I started to realize, holy crap, you're right. That's why these people fight nail and tooth to stay into that office until they're practically dead.
Well, because when you get out, you're one of us.
Yeah.
you, you go back to being. I mean, unless you make it to, I don't know, maybe Speaker of the House. Maybe you have some stuff like outside of that. But if you're just regular city councilman John, once you're done, you're. I mean, unless you're in a small town, I assume you're just average Joe at that point. So you want to hold on to that power, hold on to that ego trip that you get to take off because of the position you hold on to the paycheck, hold on to the I
Wheel
don't have to pay. Like
the
you said, the
wheeling
wheel,
and
like
dealing
you get to
and
hold on to all of that. Yeah.
while you're being wheeled in a wheelchair, because once you give that up, then you're at home by yourself.
The fact that a group of people can see that the person representing them is, in their 80s being wheeled around. I mean, it's been proven that a lot of them don't even read anything they're voting on. The people that wheeling them around are the ones telling them, hey, this is what you have to vote on. This is how you have to vote. And that's what they do. So the fact that anyone still votes these people back into office because it's whom they know, I mean, it's their fault.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to bring this full circle because we were just talking about, local count, county and town type of situations going on all the way and then, all the way to the top. And when you look big picture, especially at our ages now, fellas, it's a deal of some at some point some generation needs to stop this type of career age. It's you can call it ageism if you want, but once
Yeah.
once once your medical record, and that's why I know HIPAA is so important, because if we knew the medical issues that people are making votes on, well, we're grinding and working and trying to make our communities better through our efforts because we're physically and mentally still able to do it. We got people that can't do that. And they're just there collecting a paycheck and making and changing votes.
Yeah.
And it's a wild world now, a wild world.
Sounds like a maniac that we currently have in office, honestly.
Yeah. But look, you got people voting on things that they know that they're on. I'm not trying to be super mean about it, but they're close to death's door, right? Nothing they're voting on in the long term is going to affect them at all. And their family has enough money that their grandkids have enough money from everything being passed down. They don't care. It does not matter to them at all. Until they put term limits on
Oh yeah.
congressmen, senator, like all that, it's never going to stop. There's got to be term limits across the board. You get 8 years and then you're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eight seems strong too. Eight
Well, I mean,
seems
the
real
president
strong.
gets eight.
Well,
The
yeah.
president gets eight. So
And I think you nailed it, because if these laws that you are passing aren't affecting you, you can't vote on them. And that's why I think 8 years is fine. And I think an age limit also needs to be set. Uh, and since we're gonna get on to the next topic, which, hey, OFLers, thanks for listening. Putting in 15 minutes with us crazy guys already is a handshake worthy accomplishment. But the next thing we're gonna talk about is actually fantasy football, because hey, we're past 4th of July, 250 years of America, unbelievable America.
America,
I can't believe we're such the newest country went
Speck.
on.
You're a
Yeah, a
speck.
little
You're a
speck in
speck.
history, literally a couple generations, and look at America. Unbelievable. I'm so proud to have been born here.
I heard there was a great party in DC.
Oh, I
Did,
bet.
did you guys go?
uh didn't get didn't get to attend that one, but I'll say this: the next 250-year one, which will be the 500, I'll be at that one. I'll be at that one.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cool.
uh
Cool.
but 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 the thing is uh these limits, because before we get on fantasy football, I think let's wrap this up in a bow, which is 8 years should be something that I think our generation of being in 40 and 50-year-old men, we really, before we die, we need to get this 8-year limit in there. And you can't get in the office, senator and all those levels, if you're over 70. You can't get in. It's got
I
to be
like that.
below 70 and 8 years max. It's and it, otherwise, again, you're opening Pandora's box. And you know how they always try to say, oh, the children, the children. Well, obviously, these old farts, which, we're old farts, it's not affecting the children, as they say, because these laws are going to continue to get twisted and turned and jabbed and blah, blah, blah. So, anyways,
I like,
Dame,
two thoughts,
wrap it up.
and then
Wrap it up.
two thoughts, and we can move on. So I think 70 is appropriate, and the reason I say that is because I used to go to Thanksgiving, and if my grandfather was there, who was over 70, if he was leaving at the same time that I was leaving, I wasn't leaving anymore. Either I was leaving 30 minutes before he did, or I was leaving 30 minutes after, because I'm not going to be on the road with him at the same time. It don't make no sense. So I agree with 70. That's a good little stopping point. And then two, did you vote?
Yeah, I voted.
Okay.
I've only
All right.
voted
Good
twice in
answer.
my. I've only
Good
voted
answer.
twice
Good
in my
answer.
life.
Good answer. Good answer.
So, like, hey, let us know in the comments. Have you started to build a box? Maybe it's something we can get behind. We can pass a bill. It'll be called the OFL bill, and all you OFLers, if we like the box that we can put together, we don't mind putting the push behind this. Push behind. We might have to get to a couple million subscribers. Obviously, we're nowhere near that. So
That's okay. It can happen overnight. It can
but
happen overnight.
if you like the box
I mean,
we're
we're going to
building,
gain 30 because Dame's back.
yeah, Dave's back.
Oh, you see me now. You see me now.
So the other day, it was 7/6, July 6th. So are the kids still doing this? Look, you got the youngest kids amongst any of us. Are they still doing
Well,
the 6/7, or is that
that's
way?
7-6,
Yeah,
not
well,
6-7. That's
yeah, but
7-6.
reverse it. Still 6/7,
I don't think it
7/6.
applies.
Okay.
No, I haven't heard it in months. It's over. The fad's over.
What's the new thing? What are the kids doing?
Oh yeah, that's a good topic.
Yeah, what are the kids doing? Look,
What are the kids doing?
It depends. The young one,
no, the
he's
depends is us. What are the kids doing?
the old ones aren't doing much. One's just trying to get his feet wet because of just graduating. The other one's learning how expensive college is going to be next year, like very, very quickly. As we made our trip down to Clemson on Monday and did a little
Oh,
tour.
Oh
Clemson.
yeah. Well,
Look
you
at
go to
this.
Clemson,
I got
yeah.
an orange cat right here. Clemson.
Yeah. 3 hours walking around in 100 and plus degree heat. It wasn't very memorable in an enjoyable
Yeah.
way.
This is
It doesn't sound like
crazy.
it.
I didn't know Clemson was an opportunity for your children. That's a expensive bill.
Oh yeah.
I thought maybe
I can't.
more of a 2-year school or.
Well, not for the daughter. I mean, she wants to be in architecture, so you're not going to find that anywhere outside of a major college or university.
Prestigious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least any program that's worth a crap.
Yeah.
That's true. Does Clemson have a good architecture program?
I'm told they do, but it's very long. It's 6 to 7 years. It's a lot.
It's a commitment. It's a commitment.
I don't know. I let's just say I left. Nothing against Clemson. It was a very good campus. It looks like a really good school. But I think I left personally as an adult, left with more questions than I had when I got there regarding the program.
Fair.
When there's other programs out there that allow you to do the same thing, 2 years shorter time, to get to the same location, and that's to be a licensed architect.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking
at
about
that point, it's just
thousands
quality.
and thousands of dollars.
Yeah. At that point, it's just quality of education. Like, am I learning more in those extra 2 to 3 years? But if I'm learning the same exact skill set in 4 that I can do in 7, why are we doing 6 years? Why are we 7? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question and this is not trying to be crossing a line, okay, people? But you spent some time on the Ohio State campus, okay?
A lot of time.
And you are a sports knowledgeable human, and you understand in your area, Clemson does put out some professional athletes. So is that part of the motivation for your smart, young, beautiful daughter to go to a university that has higher potential of a professional athlete engagement?
No.
Okay,
No.
okay,
What?
just
Shut that down immediately. Shut that down.
Because I will tell you. I mean, and kudos to her, right? Kudos to her for actually thinking. I mean, she thinks about what's going on, and even when we left there, like before we got there, that was kind of where there's one state school in South Carolina that offers this program, and that's Clemson. That's it. There's not another school, not USC, not Coastal Carolina. None of them offer this program. So it was almost like, hey, it's a lock because out of state tuition is let's not even talk about. Let's not even talk about that because in-state tuition compared to when I was in school is quadruple easily.
Mhm.
But even after we left, even she kind of looked and goes, "Yeah, she wasn't as gung ho as she originally was because she's got her thinking cap on, wondering
That's
if it's
good.
the best place for her."
That's
Um,
good.
for her, because I mean, Ohio State's, if anybody's been there, it's built right smack in the middle of a major metropolitan city, right? So there's the campus, you have college right there, but there's an infinity amount of things to do and
Yeah.
places to work and places to go. When you get into these smaller towns where without Clemson University, there you just have a town of Clemson that's nobody's in it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So in her mind is, where am I going to work? Like, you got all these kids here and they're all looking for jobs. Like,
Yeah.
where am I going to work part time? Like, we went for a walk and there was like 5 shops that sold, Clemson gear next to 4 bars. And she's like,
Yeah.
what am I going to do? Like, I got to make
That
money.
sounds like University of Alabama. There's Tuscaloosa, and if the University of Alabama was not in downtown Tuscaloosa, I'm not sure what you would do. The only difference is, and this is my assumption, I don't know this for sure, but those children seem to have parents that come from wealth.
They do. Not all of them. I mean, a lot of them get a
No,
lot
no,
of
no, not all of them.
scholarships. A lot of them get a lot of scholarships and they're there for other reasons. And, uh, it's a double-edged sword, right? You get in these smaller towns and the where there's not a whole lot to do outside of the campus is either good because
Mhm.
you're just focused on your studies, or you get really bored and you do some stupid shit, right?
Mhm.
Um, where at Ohio State, I was able to work where I wanted. I could leave campus all the time. Like, my life didn't revolve around campus.
Mm.
No, I could go around the city. I had friends all over the city that, I was there for school and I lived on campus, but I probably didn't spend more than 50% of my free time there at all.
Hey, you touched on some great topics, and I'm glad we came across this because uh, we had that dilemma with a couple of the kids that came through our household to where we had to help them get into an institution, one, to where they could get some scholarships to help
Mhm.
offset some of the cost, and two was their personality. So we had one of the kids here, he went out to a uh, university. What is that one out by past Monroe? Is it Wingate?
Mhm.
Yeah, Wingate.
Mhm.
Which uh, if you ever been out there, there's nothing. It's
No,
just
there's not.
fields, and they have, obviously multi-level sports programs,
Mhm.
basketball, football, all that stuff. But we knew with him, if he was in an environment to where he could do too much stuff, he wouldn't have stayed focused. He stayed focused. He
Mhm.
knocked it out. He graduated. Well, another one of the kids was able to go to UNC Charlotte, which is, more stuff going on and more
Mhm.
closer to the city. But his personality fit
Probably say the
that.
personality, yeah,
Yeah.
personality wise, he does not care.
Yeah. To where
He couldn't care less
no,
about.
because he wanted to hit his accomplishments.
Mhm.
And that university, he literally just spent a month in Japan and just got back for his civil engineer program, which is
Mhm.
going into his senior year. He just spent a month in Japan, and he experienced a typhoon, a tsunami, two earthquakes, 7.2 earthquakes while he was out
Shout
there.
out to Japan.
Yeah.
Sure. That's the appropriate time to do that.
And speaking of that, because I wanted to bring up the World Cup also started, and he was in Japan, and Japan has a World Cup team that was in there. And I want to know if Dame, uh, so who are you rooting for right now in the World Cup, Dame?
I don't know who's left in it.
Oh my gosh.
I have no idea. I have no clue who's in the World Cup.
Way to be a cultured man.
No, look, I know the U.S. lost recently. The U.S. lost recently, so we got knocked out.
Yeah, we gone.
That's all I know. And I think Argentina won Tuesday, maybe. So I
And,
think Argentina might still be in it.
and what's so crazy is I remember, and I kid you not, old farts that are listening to this, when the World Cup started to gain a lot of pub here in America, it was in the 90s. I remember around
Oh
90,
yeah. Oh yeah.
94. I could be off a year or two, because it's every like 4 years or whatever the World Cup is. But I remember it really starting to like get hubbub and popularity, and like I would see kids with freaking soccer balls and stuff like that. And I'm from Wisconsin, so soccer was nothing in Wisconsin in the 90s. Nothing.
It was nothing where I grew up.
So I'm still shocked, fast forward all these decades, and America still cannot compete, like winning whatever their top three is. I don't know, so don't butcher me, football people. But because
Football.
usually we're once we know we start to not have what we need, we start going
We
all
usually get
in.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we usually get it. We
but
usually
we
figure out how
still
to acquire
haven't
it.
got it. We still haven't got it. So look, you have a daughter that you're just speaking of who played soccer. What's going on in the World Cup right now? Because Dame's clueless. All he knows is America
I
lost.
know Argentina. I know
At the
America
end,
lost in Argentina.
it's very easy. The winner of this tournament's going to be Argentina. They're going to watch Messi go out the door. They wanted a Messi Ronaldo thing. Ronaldo couldn't do it, but Messi they will hand walk him with every rep, holding hands all
Well,
the
hold
way
on.
down
Well,
to the
why not?
championship.
Why not hand walk Ronaldo to the same finish line then? If it's
Messi's the
that
returning
easy.
champion. Messi holds
Okay.
more prestige.
Okay.
The stuff that I've seen just across and watching games, because I enjoy watching it. It doesn't matter who's playing, but some of the stuff that I have seen in these games, it's utterly ridiculous. FIFA has been proven to be and still is the most corrupt organization in regards to sports in the entire world.
So they need a flock camera on them. Is that what you're saying?
That's their problem is the flock camera. So if
They keep getting caught. They keep getting caught.
so from my understanding, and I'm sure somebody that wants to watch can chime in and tell me I'm wrong. So I'm not saying I'm 100% right, but I follow it enough to know that when the VAR is used, which is their instant replay camera, it is
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be to review yellow cards and red cards to see if it needs to be bumped up or brought down by watching it in slow motion, right? And it's
Mm-hmm.
also to show like if the ball crossed the line of the goal and to show if somebody's off sides, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is not supposed to be where the play goes out and then all of a sudden VAR comes and says, hey, you need to look at this play to see if it's a foul. That is not what it's supposed to be for. Like if the play's not called a foul on the field, VAR instant replay should not be called and is not supposed to be called at all. So when Egypt was playing Argentina the other day, Egypt was up 2-0. So you're going to tell me, and I've never seen this before ever, at the Egypt's side of the field, there was a foul. I will call it a foul. It wasn't a big foul, but it's like a tug of the shirt. I've seen it 100 times, not called. Nothing major. That ball went from person to person to person to person to person, and then they scored a goal. It had to be like 10 seconds. So 10 seconds went past. The referee could have stopped play, called a foul, all that stuff. Never happened. After a goal was scored, then they buzzed down from up top saying, hey, you need to watch this on a foul that happened over 10 seconds ago. So
Wow.
but here's the thing, if they wouldn't have scored a goal, they would have never called down to say, hey, look and see if this is a foul. They wouldn't have done it. But since they scored a goal to go up 3-0 on Argentina, magically, instant replay calls it a foul. I mean, this is worse than the NFL instant replay, and that's saying something.
I'm glad you brought that up, Luck, because I was just going to say this for Americans who aren't football fans.
Football.
Football. This would be the equivalent of what you just told me, who I'm not a football fan. I don't watch it. This would be the equivalent of an entire drive down the field, and then they select 8 plays ago there was a penalty. and then the touchdown doesn't count.
Now the analogy is a little extreme, but I get where you're coming with it.
No, this is the
So
equivalent.
let me
This was
ask you
four.
this.
This was 4 plays ago, and then now they're calling it because a touchdown was scored. They're like,
Well,
there was holding. There was holding.
Well, wait. Let me ask this because I don't know. So, what is the normal timing for when the VAR should be triggered versus what's outside of that scope?
From my understanding from FIFA rules is that VAR should be triggered after a foul is called if they think like if a yellow card was given and they think that it was more like of a dangerous move and it should be red carded, right? So a foul was called on the field by the ref and then he needs to go and take a look at to see if it's a red card or if a goal is scored and VAR shows that the player that scored was offsides when they got the ball, right? Or if because the ball has to completely pass the goal or the line, right? It doesn't have to touch it. It's not like NFL football. The whole ball has to completely pass the line for it to be in the goal or out of bounds. So sometimes they'll go and they'll review to see if the whole ball actually crossed. That's what it's for. Not calling a phantom foul that happened 10 seconds ago before a goal happened on the opposite side of the field. We're talking about the entire length of the field. And then they call that. So now Egypt's up 2-0. Something, everything happens and they end up losing 3-2.
Okay. So I want to do a real quick thing before we move on for all you World Cuppers, because again, I'm shocked that America hasn't won a World Cup since the 90s. I don't think we've ever won it as a country. But just talking about the 90s, when soccer became big during the World Cup, it still took past the 90s for our local towns in Wisconsin to start picking up soccer a little more. But I just remember it there. But I want to do something real quick. Let me share my screen.
Gosh, I forgot about this. Golly.
And the only reason I'm stalling is because, man, the software we use.
Well, let me ask this question while you're stalling.
Here we go. Dame, this question's for Dame. Let's start off with a World Cup flag, since Dame is Mr. I have a winner and I have a chicken dinner. All right, Dame, which country represents this flag?
Can I get a hint?
Oh.
That's all right. That's
okay.
Bill
I'll give you a hint.
For.
I'll give you a hint.
That's Argentina.
Oh, no. First of all, you failed because you already guessed. Second of all, you were all Argentina's going to win this all. So I literally threw you a layup thinking you would know.
I didn't say that. Luck said that. I didn't say that. I just know Argentina just won a game. That's all I said. I didn't say they were going to win. I just said they just won a game.
Okay, let me throw up another one. Who do we got here? You got red, white, and blue
France.
for crying out loud.
I was going to say, I think that's France. I don't know, though.
It's Netherlands for crying out loud. Oh, my God.
Oh, I thought we were picking people that are still in it.
Oh, no, there you go.
We're picking countries.
I don't know.
I'm gonna give you one more since Dame knows World Cup. Here's another one. Who do we got here, Dame?
Well, I do know that one.
Do you know that one?
Yeah, I don't know that one. I'm sorry. I don't.
That's Algeria.
Oh, man.
Dame, who do we got here?
Japan. That's Japan. That's either Japan or... That's Japan, right?
Oh, it is Japan.
I know Japan.
I threw you a layup, okay? Who do we got here?
That's Brazil or Colombia.
Ecuador.
Ecuador.
Dame, you need to watch some more World Cup.
I don't want to play this game.
One more, and this is it. Who's this?
I don't even know what that is. What is that? A palm tree and a ship? What is that? Turks and Caicos? I don't know.
This would be Haiti for all the Haitians out there.
I'm sorry. My apologies to my Haitians.
We're stopping this because Dame is all over the place. Welcome back, Dame. Dame is still the same Dame.
No, it's still me. I'm still here. Just a little tired.
Were any of those flags you knew except Argentina? Did you know
Yeah, I
Japan?
knew some.
Okay. Did you know Japan?
Yes, and I
Okay.
believe if I might have had it wrong, but I believe France is the same colors, but it's
It's different.
vertical
Yes.
instead of
No, it's
Yes.
horizontal.
horizontal. It's horizontal, not
Yes.
vertical.
You were close with that one. That's why I love that you threw it out there. I just knew Dame. If I had to bet a lot of money,
Look,
I would have
I
had
took
Dame
French for
maybe getting one.
I took French for 6 years in school, and I know the French flag. I know the colors at least.
And for those
So
OFLers who've been with us for many, many months, that was basically, are you smarter than a fifth grader, but with flags?
fifth graders don't know that. Fifth graders don't know those flags.
Wow, Dave.
You got to be a football fan to know those flags. You don't know those flags.
Next, we might do state capitals. So don't make
I would actually crush in that. I would crush in state capitals.
crushing that.
As long as you gave me multiple choice.
Speaking of crushing, let's get this topic out of the way because we know all three of us are we're getting excited after the 4th of July. Fantasy football, boys. So
10-minute wrap up. Let's go.
yes,
Fire away.
10-minute wrap up. So here we go. BYFL for all you OFLers are listening. So the BYFL Backyard Football League. We're going into season.
Go back and check. Hold on. Go back and check our earlier videos to see what happened last year in the BYFL.
Correct. We have old videos archived from season 20. We're now going to season 21. And yes, for you youngsters that may stumble upon us old farts, our fantasy football league is going on 21 years old.
It's older than you, son.
Boop, boop, boop. Mm-hmm. So obviously we use a lot of statistical data. We do not fall behind. We're not like your freaking grandpa and grandma who are barely trying to stay with the digital age. We use statistics. We use advanced metrics. We use everything and anything that a NFL team owner would try to pay big bucks for someone else to come in and do for them because they've outaged. We stay ahead of the times. Have we or have we not always been the league of beacon of light of how to advance your league? So if you're listening to this and you're a fantasy football guru, stay tuned because one, we got a shocking giant update that we're going to let you guys know. And two, if you need league adjustments, leave comments because we will take your league's rules and we will help you advance. We do not take staying stale in fantasy football as acceptable at all. So, Dane, what do you want the people to know about BYFL fantasy football? You excited to the awards for our league haven't been given out yet.
No, I've been waiting on that, man. I've been waiting on that. That's what I look forward to because like I'm always America's team, so I'm just looking forward to getting that badge again. You know, I don't even know what it means. I just like seeing an extra badge. I don't have
It means
no
you're
idea.
like the Dallas Cowboys, that everybody loves you, but you suck.
That's also not true. We know that's not true. We have video evidence to prove that. I am looking forward to it. You know, I miss the camaraderie with the guys, the back and forth, the trash talk, just our off season is not as active as our season. You would think we didn't know each other during the off season, compared to the way we talk to each other during the season. So looking forward to setting a draft date at least. Like just tell me that part, and then I'm feeling pretty good about this year, man. I feel good every year though, you know. So we'll just see how it plays out.
Luck has a lot of gripes. Luck, anything you want to get off your chest?
He always has gripes. When does he not have gripes?
I didn't have any gripes last year because the commish did what he was supposed to do. He didn't break any rules. He kept it legit.
That's the first year in a long time.
And then, well, I think the commish and two co-commish overrule scenario worked out this year.
Yes, it did.
So that was an improvement where you have
checks
one
and balances.
commish, you have checks and balances. If the two co-commishes rule something over top of the commish, then that goes in. And I don't know if it kept the commission check or if he just decided to actually focus on his fantasy team instead of messing with everybody else's. But it went good. He didn't run to his microwave to look at the time. Because if anybody remembers, I was going to bring this up. If anybody remembers the comment or our video about cleanliness of microwaves and how he treats his microwave, the clock on the microwave is the world clock for BYFL.
Look, in LeBron James's words, it's the A-all, B-all. Just so you guys know, it's the A-all, B-all.
So if you pick up a player, because your clock is 30 seconds faster than his, microwave clock, you're screwed.
And Luck just brought up something that we're going to bring this full circle like we always do.
All the way full circle.
So we just talked about how the political county, the actual American government, all the way to the fantasy football commish, how we solve complex, extremely difficult, sensitive, multi-year issues, diversity and exclusivities and punishments and advancements. Everything comes through fantasy football. And if we can do that for 21, going on 21 years in a BYFL with 12 males that are all coming for your chopping blocks and all are dedicated. And remember, this is a league where we're PPR. We got 2 flexes. They can be, so it goes quarterback, running back, wide receiver, 2 flexes, tight end, no kicker, and the defense with a scoring system that is fact checked by statistical data. It's not too high, not too low. We got some bonuses in there, a little sprinkle on top. But again, I think what you guys want to hear and why you stayed tuned into this fantasy football talk is because this year, you're going to hear more fantasy football talk from the OFL than you ever have. We are going to dedicate.
Technically, we haven't existed, so
we started this like at the playoffs of last year.
So I mean, that's not a. What do we have to do? Like 2 hours to beat them? Like 1 episode? All right.
Let's just say one of our GMs in the league of our 12 owners didn't even know that this was actually public. They thought what we did last year was a private room. Yeah, Jason was like, "What? That was public on YouTube?" So again, like David brought up, go look back at some of that old stuff before maybe Dub takes it mysteriously off the internet. Or not. But we are going to talk some heavy duty fantasy football. We know what we're talking about. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're not going to try to sell you some type of buy this or buy that or blah, blah, blah. We'll tell you the way it is. We see things before they happen. I, for one, just so you know, am a running back whisperer. I can find the 4th guy on a team that their grandma didn't even know he was still in the NFL. And all of a sudden he becomes a starter. Ask Dame up there. He's chuckling because he gets jealous of my running back whispering.
I'm not going to lie. I'm slightly envious as to how right before the season starts, you find a random 3rd string or 4th string running back to pick up, and he becomes the starter in week 2 every year. And it makes no logical sense. I don't know what you're looking at, what research sources you have, but every year like clockwork, and usually I have a hint of the guy, but I'm not as bullish as you are on him. And you beat me to him every time. And I'm just like, man, how? But I do find wide receivers a lot better than you do.
I was going to ask you, what is Dane bringing to the table? He's bringing wide receivers. So you got running backs by me. You got Dane bringing wide receivers to the table. Luck, all eyes on you. What are you bringing to the people before we close shop tonight? What are you bringing to the people? What's your edge?
I'm going to continue to do what I did last year and get on my feelings and take the Keels approach and take best player available on the board. Sometimes in fantasy football, you just outthink yourself, and I've done it many of times where I just kind of thought yeah, I'm the smartest guy here, and I'll take this one instead of the person I should have taken because, we all do it. Every league has those guys, right?
Mhm.
And once I kind of adopted the, hey, best player available, even if I have 4 wide receivers, if there's another stud receiver out there, all right, cool. I'm just going to take the receiver and I'll trade one of them for a stud running back down the road.
And let
Because we
me
know
Depth is very
what
important.
do I bring to the table? I can trade.
Woo, the man can trade.
I
And
can trade as well. I
and
can trade.
and before we hit this end button, Luck is a Cleveland Browns fan, okay? But that does not affect
Mhm.
his fantasy football skills. Is that true, Luck? You're
Yeah, absolutely. Name the
okay.
last time I owned. Like I remember one year I won it because I did the unthinkable and took Antonio Brown when he was with the Steelers before he was a crazy CTE guy.
Mm.
Uh, why would I take a Steeler as a Browns fan? Because there's money on the line. I'm not an idiot.
Mm.
And also, look, real quick, since we quizzed Dame with some American or some World Cup flags, do you recall the last time the Cleveland Browns won the division? Your division.
Ooh.
Won the division.
Yeah, just curious.
94.
I'm gonna double fact check it because I know
Mm.
it was in the 90s.
I can tell you, I have no clue.
And
I believe it was the year before they moved to Baltimore.
okay, so the Cleveland Browns have never won the AFC North division since it was formed
Mm.
It was the
during
Central.
yeah. So
Mm.
so the realignment was in 2002. So we're gonna leave it as a cliffhanger. We don't know. We don't know. And Dame is a Washington Redskins fan.
We
And,
won 2 years ago, so that doesn't.
no, we're
Oh
not
no, we
talking.
didn't win a division.
No,
Oh
we're
yeah.
talking about fantasy football. So when it comes
What
to
you got?
running the organization of the SS Squad, Suicide Squad, are you more of a former owner of the Redskins, or are you the current type of owners of the Redskins?
I'm not sure I understand the question. What are you actually asking me?
Which ownership would SS Squad
Dame's
align
a
with
winner,
more?
so he's not a Snyder type of guy.
That's
Oh
what we're
no, we
wondering.
oh
Who do you line with
for
more?
ownership? Oh, you
Yes.
know I don't ride with nobody rides with Snyder. Like
Okay.
nobody within 100 miles of DC rides with Snyder.
All
We
right.
couldn't wait for him to go. Like,
Hey,
that's not even a question.
and I'm a Green Bay Packers, so we're owned by the people for the people. So that's what you get from Dub. You get a guy who's willing to trade the farm, and
Every year.
by week 3, I could have a whole new roster. And guess what? By week 5, I could have a whole new roster from week 3. We ain't
That
joking.
is
We ain't
correct.
playing.
That's very true.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
Very
boys and
true.
girls, all you who hit that play button for us, this channel is changing and you're going to see it for the better. We have grinded these last couple of weeks in this hot, humid, sticky, nasty summer weather. Look at our thumbnails, look at our descriptions, look at the house we are building at OFL. We are for the men and women who are 40 years old, 50 years old, 95 years old. And guess what? We'll even let some of you 20-year-olds in from time to time because we're gonna teach you a thing or two, not because we know things, but we're open thinkers here at the OFL household. Boys, let's wrap it up.
I know
I guess.
things.
Sun dropping low by the edge of the drive. Cooler half full and the boy's still alive. Somebody's lying about the fish they lost. Somebody laughing about the triple it cost. Look, got that look like he's done with today. Dame's still swearing that his putt was straight. Dub filming chaos while the stories roll. One turn that old song up loud. These are the nights that still make us proud. Ain't trying to be legends or kings, just good people enjoying simple things. Pull up